April 14th, 1912. RMS Titanic sails on its way to New York from England. The crew are aware that they are in iceberg-infested waters. Lookouts strain their eyes to spot them. There is no moon. The captain knows that this makes icebergs harder to spot, but there is no cause for concern. He steams ahead,
Steady as she goes.
confident that the course is unobstructed. Titanic is sailing through waters where a layer of warm air is sitting on a layer of colder, denser air. It has created a temperature inversion. And this has caused a mirage that has the power to hide a giant iceberg.
So today we will be discussing the idea of a mirage and how the mirage works, especially in the Hollywood clip of the Titanic. Mirage is an optical illusion caused by atmospheric conditions, especially the appearance of a sheet of water in a desert or on a hot road caused by the refraction of light from sky by heated water. So it's very important to focus on the atmospheric conditions, which will be described next. So how exactly does a mirage work? Mostly we focus on how it works in the desert because of this. A gradient of hot to cold air is created, and since cold air is denser or heavier than hot air, the two air masses create distinct layers. Once the layers are there, they act as a lens, bending and distorting our reality. So your eyes are actually not deceiving you, rather the lens between the object and the air. So to describe this and to show a figure of it, we have two figures, so car A and car B. And between car A and car B, we have ray A, which is this line right here, which is directly at the observer and follows a straight line path, which represents the normal view of the distant car. We also have ray B, which is in green, which is initially directed slightly downward, but instead of hitting the road, it bends slightly as it moves through the layers of air of different index of refraction. The wave fronts, which are here in blue, move slightly faster in the layers of less dense air near the ground. Because of this, ray B is bent as shown, seems to the observer to be coming from below, which is the dashed line, as if reflected off the ground. This whole idea right here represents the mirage. So, how can the explanation of mirage in the desert apply to the Titanic? There are several layers of air that are different in air densities. Because of this difference, there were different masses of air in close proximity of each other during the Titanic, which would drastically bend the light rays, and in doing so, it would appear that the iceberg was in fact not there. So because of the difference in air masses, it distorted the view of the captain of the ship, which was in fact too late to see that the iceberg was there.
With these series of drawings that were made, I will show you how a mirage affects the cause to the sinking of the Titanic. When we think about perspective, we don't normally think about a mirage. We think of perception as a straight line, just like this drawing shown here. What we don't consider is the differences in air temperature. Since the cold air is more dense, warm air sits on top, which creates a temperature inversion. This temperature inversion will then lead to the perception of the false horizon. Normally the people on lookout will look straight in a line, and the bending of the light due to the dense cold air means they see what's on top of the curvature. Since they see what's on top of this curvature and they look straight ahead, this creates a false horizon. Their perspective appears to be raised and therefore makes the iceberg to be hidden. The ship keeps moving towards the iceberg. The perspective of the lookout is now getting closer, which means the false horizon is now coming to an end. This hidden iceberg has now shown up out of nowhere and has become close range to the ship. The effect of this causes the ship to hit the iceberg, giving little time to move out of the way. This is how the concept of mirage became a huge factor in the sinking of Titanic.